Over the last few years of selling on Amazon, I've made a lot of mistakes myself, and I've also seen a lot of the mistakes that others make along their journey. So in this video, we're going to go over 5 mistakes that I see new sellers make when they first start selling on Amazon. And at the end, we're going to be going over one of the biggest mistakes that I see new sellers make, as well as one of the biggest downfalls that I see for new products on Amazon. The first mistake that I see new sellers make when they first start selling on Amazon is, rather than launching a product where the numbers look good and the market looks good, they launch a product that they like or a market where they use that product every day. Listen, I'm sure that there's products out there that people use in their everyday life and that they really enjoy, that they've been able to make great businesses out of. But from personal experience and what I've seen in the market is that sometimes the products that we really like aren't necessarily the products that have the best numbers or have the best markets. For example, I'm really into fitness, but that doesn't necessarily mean that a protein powder company is the best company to go start. I mean, if you go look at protein powder on Amazon, it has something like 16,000 average reviews. It costs thousands of dollars to get these products approved on Amazon with the approval tests, and protein powder has super high advertising cost per clicks. So yes, maybe I'm into protein and I use it every day, but that doesn't necessarily make it a good business for me to go start or a good market for me to go into, because maybe there's other markets where the average reviews is something more like 500 and advertising cost per clicks are lower in that market. And maybe there's markets where I don't need extra approval tests that cost thousands of dollars just for me to launch. The second mistake that I see new sellers make when launching a product on Amazon is not finding a way to stand out and differentiate their product from the competition. I'm not one to personally think that Amazon FBA as a whole is oversaturated, but I don't think that there's anyone denying that the space is competitive. Now, with that being said, think of it like this from the customer's point of view. If you go on Amazon and every single product that you're looking for looks exactly the same, how are you going to make the purchase decision as the customer? Probably based on who has the most reviews and who has the lowest price, assuming that everybody looks the same. Now, yes, there are other things that play a factor into your product converting, like your listing, your images, and your ads, but ultimately the main thing is the product. So with that, if your product looks like all the other competitors and it doesn't have any way to stand out, differentiate, or add more value into the market, when you launch as a new product, you are likely not going to have the lowest price and you aren't going to have the most reviews because you're going to launch with 0. So for me, launching a product that stands out and differentiates in some way from the competition at least gives me some type of competitive edge in the competitive market of Amazon. And mistake number 3 is placing a bulk order for a product without ever getting an inspection or a product sample. For me, I always get a product sample before even placing an order. That way I'm able to test the quality of the product and see what my customer would actually be receiving and make sure that the quality is up to my standard from that manufacturer. And once I actually approved the sample quality and all of that was good, then I would go ahead and place the order. And once the bulk production order was done, I would hire a third-party inspection company to go ahead and perform an inspection of the bulk production order. This way that I can make sure that there wasn't anything that slipped through the cracks in manufacturing and the quality of the order itself is good. Because at the end of the day, mistakes happen, especially when it comes to manufacturing. So with a third-party inspection on the bulk order, this ensures that the quality of the product is good and it avoids the customer receiving a bad quality item, resulting in me getting a bad review on Amazon. Mistake number 4 is not understanding that if your PPC ads on Amazon are not converting well, that it's likely a listing issue rather than an advertising issue. Especially if you're bidding on relevant and main keywords for your product, I see a lot of people in my TikTok comments especially saying something like, "My ads aren't converting well, what's wrong with my ads?" And Amazon ads are there to drive traffic to your listing. So if you're selling a product like a water bottle and you get a click for a keyword water bottle, the ad did its job. Now, what part of the puzzle is actually responsible for the customer converting on your product? that would be the listing, because once they click on your ad, now they're reading your title, your bullet points, your description, looking through your images, and if they don't decide to convert with all of that, that's either because they didn't like the product, they didn't like your value, maybe it was the reviews, your images, or they just saw another competitor that they liked better, resulting in you not getting the sale. Now, by far, one of the biggest mistakes that I see new sellers make when they first start selling on Amazon is not calculating a product's profit margin prior to ever launching that product. Something that I'll say time and time again is that if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. And I can't tell you how many times somebody's come to me and said, Amazon fees are taking all my margins, I can't make any money, my product's not even profitable. And I ask them, well, did you calculate your margins and your FBA fees prior to launching? And the answer is almost always no. And imagine launching a business without prior calculating what your margins would be. Out loud, it sounds almost crazy, but you would be surprised on how many people actually do this. So for me, before I'm ever launching a product or placing an order for a product, I'm calculating my margins prior. So I'm making sure that I can hit at least a 30% profit margin after FBA fees, cost of goods, and shipping. And you're able to calculate this with Amazon's FBA fee calculator. And if you want to learn my exact process on how I launch products on Amazon from A to Z, as well as have me as your mentor, be sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship program linked down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe and have a blessed day.